Welcome, welcome, welcome. Biddles Investment Group got the sun in my eyes. Think big, dream big is not a sunny day in the stock market, but it is a sunny day if you're using this momentum model that we've developed. I'm going to go ahead, share my screen, and I'll try to be brief today. It won't be a 30-minute video. I'm going to try to cash out here. So what you can see is we're up 1.82%. Most of our securities are up. I'm going to move this over here. You can see we've got a 13-week high, Bollinger Bands up, 13-week high, Bollinger Bands up. This one has slowed Bollinger Bands and stochastics. This is WD-40. If anybody uses that, that's the company that does it. 13-week high, 26-week high. We've got the directional movement index, which is up. We've got stochastics slowing CB down, which is Chubb. We've got another 52-week high on Verizon. We've got MACD momentum indicator or oscillator. And so what we see here is there is an alert for eBay due to a dividend announcement. We can see what has happened to eBay minimum, average, and max after their dividend is paid out. So this is pretty cool. This is Fidelity, what we're using. And so what I'm going to do, NVIDIA is killing me, okay? But what I want to show you is after we review the index, I'm going to show you what everything is up. So I want to bring you down here. We've got the Dow at negative 430, negative 1%. We've got NASDAQ getting killed, negative 600 points, negative 3.3%. We've got the S&P getting, hammered. It's negative 2%, $116 just came out of that. However, the momentum model that we have has placed us in real estate, utilities, consumer staples, financials, communication services, little consumer discretionary. I think that was my pick. Materials, and consumer discretionary with Texas Roadhouse. So I'm going to show you that NVIDIA was my pick. That was my bet. XLRE, I saw a cup pattern on there. That was my bet. DOG and SDS, which are inverse ETFs, those are my bets. The rest of these came from the model that demonstrated that we have momentum. And so we see a few of these names over here. I'll show you how to dig into the model. I do want to show you over here that what this model has done for us is everything is pretty much up for us today, except for BCPC, XLRE, and NVIDIA. So I just wanted to show you how this model is working. And so we've got that 1.89% positive when it's the day is getting hammered. And I'm doing this video because I want to cash out today. There's some important economic figures that come out. And so I'm looking to take in my gains, but I wanted to share with you how this model can help you. I don't know what's going on with my Windows device. So I'm going to take you over to the model out of my account. Please don't copy any account numbers. You just go right over here to investing, investor edge dashboard. It's really phenomenal. It is. I'm very excited to display it to you. Sometimes it does take a minute to load. So you'll see that little box there. I've just got to move some of this Zoom stuff out of the way. And so I'm not going to explain a lot about the model. I'm just going to kind of dig in and do two trading strategies. So here we go. So actually, we'll go here. We see we're going to refresh this. This is Yahoo Finance. So we just want to refresh the data. So real estate was up earlier today. I might have to get out of some of those plays. Utilities, energy, consumer, defensive. So things have been rotating. I saw everything was down. Real estate was the only thing up. Now utilities, energy, and consumer defensive are up, and real estate is pulling back a little bit. But so basically this here is your explore page. You can explore, you can dive into different sectors, you can dive into ETFs, inverse ETFs. This is your chart pattern. So this model has custom selected tickers. We've got 840 custom selected tickers. So you're not going to find everything in here. But these custom selected tickers have come out of our weekly investment group, as well as some additional areas that show that these securities may perform well over time. And so we've got our AI chart pattern selection. So chart patterns such as double tops, double bottoms, cut patterns, etc. I see we got some cut patterns, so I'm excited about that. We've also got a manual chart review. So if you don't trust the AI, sometimes it could be wrong. Definitely pull up the chart all the time. We go in manually, and some of these are manually updated. You can search by name, subsector, any kind of catalyst, so nuclear, government, tax incentives, U.S. tax tariffs, AI plays, robotics, Fed rate cut, uranium, war, etc. So I use this page just to see what's moving. I come down here, I see Everest Group, BMY, Bristol Myers, Lockheed Martin, General Dynamics. So a lot of these are on my watch list because they have a cut pattern, which I do like. General Dynamics I see over here as well. And I like to have at least a cross reference into it, Lockheed Martin. So these things should be moving. I'm going to go to performance real quick. So if I go to performance and I go down to the indexes, what this tells me is the VIX is going crazy. You know, from 3 months to 1 month to 1 week, the VIX is still up while the NASDAQ, I see negative, 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 and we're more negative today. I got to run the data to update this for today. So a lot of things are getting hit. So what I like to do is I come to this momentum sector and I'll filter out the S&P, filter out the S&P category. So what we see is healthcare, consumer staples, and real estate. Materials are trying to climb up, okay? So surprising that energy is doing well today. Energy has been down, and so surprising that it's doing well today. I'm gonna go right back over here because we've got sector rotations happening and we got to make sure nothing's changing. So real estate is changed. I know that's hitting my account right now, so I can't cash out. Again, if you click anything like healthcare, you'll see that healthcare comes up. There's a small data bar at the bottom, shows you double bottom, ascending triangle, triple top, triple bottom. There is a cup pattern on this. That's the manual review. There's a doji. So you can do that for any security. You have to go back and unselect to drive everything back um, to its normal state. Or do an undo. So each of these tabs will have an undo, and then you can go through any sector. It'll bring up high performing or high moving securities. So what I like to do is I told you I was going to used to jump into it, Brandon. I told you I was going to. I just wanted to explain it a little bit. Take some time to getting used to. It even took me some time to getting used to. But what we're going to do is I see. So this is a custom screener right here. This shows everything with momentum. You got the basic materials, everything that's on fire. And it's really fantastic. So we see basic materials, we see some communications, consumer cyclical, consumer defensive. You know, you can see everything over here that's on fire. We'll go over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to target some things that are moving. And so I'm unable to click this. But what we can do, I think I need to refresh. Yeah. Okay, there we go. It was scaring me for a minute. So it froze up. Sometimes you just got to refresh. So I'm just going to move this to about a fourth. And I'm going to move this one to about a fourth. And I'm going to move this one to about a fourth here. And so what you'll see is we've got Charter, LHX, EG, MCK, LMT, NOC, GD, ESLT, and I believe if I come down here, so we've got a great chart, which is right down here, makes things easy. You can, you can't save anything. So if you do have a custom view chart, you definitely want to add that to your watch list and go in there. But this is just a quick reference if you want to see that chart. We've got accumulation distribution. You've got RSI and CCI. We see both of those pointing up. I believe this is general dynamics. So we see in the last few days, 1, 2, 3, 4, the last 4 days, this thing is up. And so what I'm looking at is probably a cup pattern. It hasn't completed yet. Um, Let me kind of score into this in a little bit. Let's go to the weekly. So you can go and in here and mess with things a little bit. So I'm going to squeeze out, see what's going on. All right, so not much going on. I'm trying to get into this cup pattern right here. Boom, boom, boom. So you can see that we broke out of that prior area. The next area to break out is 283, and then it's off to the races to 312. And so I'll probably try to get into this at 269. That looks like a good price, or at least halfway in this bar, 273-ish, because it looks like it's on an uptrend. It's got the strength to move. And so again, what we've done is we've moved into strength. And so you can see our returns. We're at a 2% return. We just keep moving. Utilities is on fire. PG has done good for me. I think this is Southern Company, and Visi, which is a real estate company. They are moving. So they're knocking out that NVIDIA loss. I think NVIDIA might go to 104. I know that was another area. I think people are selling at 109 for what I can see. So I'm trying to hold in here because I believe NVIDIA can get to 117, 120. And so I'm just trying to hold this. But if this wasn't being held because it didn't come from my model, we will be up another 112 points. So we will be up 812. So this is what momentum can do for you. I actually see the difference because if the market was positive 400 and 600 points, this probably would be double, right? And we're only 34 out of 51 invested. So we do have a healthy sum in the market right now, but I want to take that healthy sum out of the market. We've got about 66%. Yeah, I want to cut that to 25% or half. So I want to show you the model again. I'm going to go do so this is how I find my momentum plays. What's in momentum? This chart here is designated for momentum. If you want a little information on the security, you'll just click here, security snapshot. We can go type the name of, we can do General Dynamics. So you have to type the name here. If you just want to do the symbol ticker, you can type that here, GD. And so now we're in General Dynamics. We've got the profile shot. We've got the subsector, headquarters sector, ticker. We've got additional information here, pricing information, analyst price target, support resistance, 52-week low, 52-week high, performance. We've got AI chart detection, momentum, trading stats, and value. So we got a good PE on here, 19. The CCI is approaching overbought levels, or is actually overbought. But there's good momentum. The ATR percent looks good. It's about 13% from the last support level. We see a cup pattern on the AI chart, which we verified that. If we move down, we've verified that that is a cup pattern about to form on the AR chart. We also, yeah, I don't think it was a former cup pattern. We see that on the daily, that we are trying to build this right side out. We've got 310. So if we want to go back in here, I'm sorry for the delay. Got a few minutes. I'm going to show you a support resistance. So let's say what has momentum, but is near a support resistance level. And so what we'll be able to see is here, price plus or minus support. I've got to expand that. But if we scroll over, we see nothing is really near a support level. Let me refresh this real quick. And so while that's refreshing, I want to implore you and advise you, please go play with the tool. It's really fantastic. It's really awesome. It's an ultimate screening tool with custom selected stocks. I'm very surprised at how it's working out. It's taking a little bit of time, so just bear with me. Appreciate your patience. While we are waiting, we just want to flip back over here, see how we're doing in the markets. We want to make sure that, so this is fantastic. They are coming. We've got all these technicals which confirm what we've been doing. And if we go over here again, we've got everything in the green. Everything except NVIDIA. NVIDIA is holding us back from being great, okay? Stop holding us back, NVIDIA. We want to be great. All right, so let's go back. Definitely time to probably cash out. So we're back here at the screener. Sorry, I apologize. It took that long. I don't know if my internet connection or what, but this is that price from support. So we can see most of these securities here. I think it's still loading. And then there is a little countdown here. You got 201 securities with momentum. You'll see that number adjust. It might go to 190, 180, and that just means less stocks have less momentum. So this has been hovering about 180 to about 210. So anything above 210 is going to be absolutely fantastic. Anything below that is not going to be. And so let me get in here. Let's see if we can do only that. All right. So we don't see anything there that's near support. So I might have to do a different type of support. Um, oh, okay, now we got some action. Sorry about that. This thing was delayed. Okay, so we got BND near support, bond, but it's got momentum. We got VMBS, which is Vanguard Mortgage-Backed Securities. That's near a support level. It's got a little bit of momentum because it made the screener. We've got HBEN, Huntington Bank shares near a support level. This thing just keeps freezing up on. Oh, there we go. We got to click inside the box. So I'm still learning how to use it too. That's my fault. So let's take a look at HBEN. HBENM. We got CINF as support. I was just in that, didn't do me good. Pfizer is 6% from support. Usually 24, 25 is a good price for Pfizer. So let's look at HBAENM. Sorry about the snafu. And then we'll wrap this on up. So we see Huntington is pretty much basing. We got some good basing. We've got 2243 to the low end, 2278 on the high end. Now, what this screener is telling us is there's momentum. What I want to make sure of is there momentum in the financial sector. Are financials moving? Because if financials are moving, then this should surely move as well. So that's kind of how we found a pattern that is at a support level. We can scooch over here. We can see that that is setting a support level. We've got a support here, a little bit above that. We've got a support below that. And so we're kind of in between. It's basing, it's trying to stay strong. So it might be something of interest to look at. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I'm sorry I took up too much time. Remember that if you are using this, you got to click that box and then you can scroll in there. I just learned that today. So you're able to scroll if you're not in that box. And then I'll have them fix this overlap here. The data will be updated today. And just go in there, find that momentum, or my best advice, stay out of the market. You can see that if we refresh this. Oh, we've got 4 sectors. So utilities, real estate, energy, consumer defensive, all turning around. And if you're not in these sectors, you're definitely getting hit. So if you're not in these sectors, this is where you are. Now, if we look below here, this is where we are. We are in these green areas. This little, except for the NASDAQ, because NVIDIA is killing me. But we're in the green areas down here on the indexes because we found where the strength was at. And so I'm going to wrap this up. Happy trading. Good luck. Please try out this great and incredible, fantastic tool. It's going to do wonders for your returns. And so if you have any comments, you need any advice, you want another tutorial, or you want me to demonstrate a different strategy of whatever strategy you use, and I can show you how to use this tool for that specific strategy. So wish you all well, happy Monday, and thanks for your time.